Today, we're gonna be attempting something that I don't think anybody has ever done before. Now, there's a good reason why nobody has ever done this before, and I'll explain that in a little bit, but before we get into it, you've already read the title. We're gonna be building a village inside of the Storm King boss battle. Now, in order to do this, there's a few things we need to prepare first, and that's gonna be the materials and resources and tools and weapons we need in order to go in there, because obviously, before we do any of this, we're gonna have to defeat the Storm King, and then we gotta cook up a really cool build. Now, I already have something in mind for the build part of things, but before we get in there, we need to guarantee ourselves the Storm King fight. That means we're gonna need to get a ton of thermal detonators. As you can see right now, I have 0 blast cores, and that's not good. So the first thing we're gonna do before we get down there is just go ahead and hunt for some of those blast cores. And guys, drop a like on this video. This is probably the most ambitious build that I've done in a while, and I used to do these all the time. And also, if you did miss my last video, it was a huge announcement where I kicked off my first ever build challenge with insane prizing. So yeah, if you want to get involved in that, players of any skill level are welcome. Make sure you check out that video after this one, but let's get into things. And guys, before I even started recording this video, I did go down into the Storm King fight and confirm that you can build there. That was the first question I had because, like I said, I've never seen anybody do this. And like I also said, there's a reason why I haven't seen anybody do this. And I won't spoil that reason yet, but think about it in your head and see if you can guess why. Anyway, before we get down into the Storm King fight, like I said, we need some blast core. And while I don't want to waste too much time early on, since there's a lot to get to in this video, I do want to put you guys on some game here because I have this cave marked for a very specific reason. When I jump down in here, as you can see, we have a blast core right here. We have one right there. And if I look this way, there might be some more. Are there? No, there's not right now. But I do know that there's more spawns confirmed in this cave. So if I go ahead and just eliminate these two here, off the bat, we already got 3 blast core because I do have luck on this sword. But the coolest part about the caves in Lego Fortnite, if you didn't know, is that if you know where the spawns of the blast cores are, all you got to do is run away from the spawns. And when you enter the part of the cave again, there's the chance that they reappear. And as you can see, that one literally popped up in front of our eyes. And the spawns are literally rapid. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and get this one. And another one also spawned up here, which is nice. But yeah, you can literally just farm blast cores this way. So again, as you can see, there's no blast cores in sight, but we just ran a little bit away. And when we come back, let's see if there's more. And oh my goodness, another one spawned in the same exact spot. So yeah, guys, this method is super OP. We're going to be doing this for a minute to farm some blast cores so we can defeat the Storm King in the easiest way possible. And I won't bore you with all this because I'm just going to basically rinse and repeat, but I'll see you guys in a second. All right, and that right there, my friends, is how to get tons of blast core in the quickest and easiest way possible. We literally got 32 in maybe 5 minutes. So yeah, do yourselves a favor and find a cave like this where just a bunch of blast cores are spawning. Mark it on your map and come back here anytime you need it. It'll definitely save you a lot of time if you're like me and you love getting blast core. Anyway, back to home base. And here we go. Like I said, we're trying to defeat the Storm King in the easiest way possible. Also, there is a moment in the Storm King fight at the very end where he'll ground pound, and when he does, a bunch of the floor will actually disintegrate, and it's a lot of the area that I want to build in, so I got to make sure he doesn't do that. So let's go ahead and first cook up some thermal detonators. And there we go. 34 thermal detonators should be good enough for everything we're gonna need. I also went ahead and made some stink jars because the passive damage that they do is just kind of satisfying. The explosive strat against the Storm King, if you couldn't tell by now, is just super overpowered. And the last thing we normally need to grab are Eyes of the Storm. First off, we only have 9 of them, so I need to go fight Raven real quick. But before we do that, we're actually about to get set on our journey. But like I said, this is the normal inventory we'll need. But today, we have an objective of building a base in the area where we fight the Storm King. So we're coming over here and grabbing some building resources as well. And for this, we'll make sure we have a bunch of wood. We also need a bunch of granite. We'll also grab some accessory building resources like planks and rods, maybe a little bit of marble. Make sure we have some bright core for lights. And scrolling through my blueprints, it looks like I'm able to build basically everything I'm gonna need. Obviously, some random things like knot root, I'm just not gonna bring with us. And I gotta be pretty careful about what I decide to actually put down over there. And there's a reason why. Like I said, it's the same reason why nobody builds in this location in the first place. And I told you guys to guess why, but before I reveal why, let's go fight Raven real quick, and then we'll get over to fight the Storm King. Here we go. This is always a walk in the park. I don't even... Oh, there he is. He is like so easy to defeat. It's actually kind of ridiculous. So let's just get through this real quick. And I mean, like, he literally just stands no chance. There we go. We got our Eyes of the Storm. That's really all we needed because, like I said, I'm down bad on Eyes of the Storm for whatever reason. I just never have them anymore. But we'll also get some Rift Crystals, which is always good. But here we go. We're sending it right to the Storm King fight. I'm not even going back home. I cannot wait to do this. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive down. We're going to power up the portal and jump in. But before we do, I have a few things I need to say beforehand. One, I need to clarify why nobody does this in the first place. And it's because once we go in here, defeat the Storm King and make our build, the second we rift out of the area and go back in 24 hours later, our build will no longer be there. So this is the most temporary build of all time. Yes, literally the second I leave and come back, it's just gonna be gone forever. And if you thought that was bad, there's one other reason why this is actually pretty scary, and I haven't even tested this yet. We're testing it for the first time right now, but as we power up this portal, one thing you'll see is that we go up here and it says that there's 60 minutes remaining. Now, I don't know if this is true or not, but I feel like after 60 minutes in here, it's gonna kick us out. That means we gotta get in here and speed run the Storm King fight so we have the most time possible to build, because I'm pretty sure we literally only have an hour to do absolutely everything. Guys, drop a like. This is gonna be the most intense build challenge of all time. So here goes nothing. We have our thermal detonators, which we're absolutely gonna need because the Storm King's gonna spawn a ton of these enemy spawners. We gotta go ahead and destroy them as quickly as possible. And yeah, we need no enemies coming out, so we're just gonna need to be super diligent with that. Diligent, that's a big word for me. Anyway, I won't bore you with the Storm King fight because you guys see it all the time on my channel. Just know that a lot of explosives will be used, and I'll see you guys when we're ready to start building. Okay, we're on to his last weak point. We have a Storm Horn, and then we gotta make sure that he doesn't hit the ground, obviously, because like I said, when he hits the ground after we destroy his next Storm Horn, he'll actually make the playable area way smaller, and we don't want that because we want to be able to build everywhere. The way we're gonna do this is by getting a Storm Horn to basically one-shot. Then we're gonna make sure we have everything equipped here. So we'll go ahead and put some stink jars in our inventory, and here we go. Right here is where he's gonna go ahead and hit the ground, so we got to make sure we cancel that attack by throwing a thermal detonator. Then we're gonna go ahead and make sure we got stink jars passively going. We got to throw this. Oh no. Okay, please explode. Nice. Okay, so we canceled this attack. As you can see, it's just gonna keep going like that. We're gonna keep throwing stink jars. We're gonna keep making sure we got these thermal detonators going. So yeah, he doesn't hit the ground. So far, so good. We've already taken out about 25% of his health. We're gonna throw another thermal detonator, another stink jar, and then we're just gonna spam arrows at him. Again, so far, so good. So far, so good. Oh no, we gotta throw one of these. I just cannot be off with our timing because the second he hits the floor, it's kind of wraps. So let's keep it going here. Thermal detonator and stink jar. This is working so well so far. Thermal detonator one last time. I think we're only gonna need a few more, honestly. He's so close to dying already. Oh my goodness, bro. This is actually insane. We are speed running this. We just rifted our crossbow as well. There's so much going on, but this is incredible. We're so close to being done. One more thermal detonator should do the trick. And just like that, we took out the Storm King with absolutely no worries at all. That was the easiest thing ever. And we can already get on to our build, to be honest with you. But first off, we're going to get the notification that we defeated the Storm King. That's all fine and dandy. We love that. Let me check my timer because I'm actually recording this on my phone. It only took 13 minutes and 50 seconds to defeat the Storm King here. I guess we'll keep this chest. Honestly, let's use this as the start of our base. So obviously with this being in this area here, we want it to feel like a pretty dark and mysterious base. Another thing I also am just very curious about testing here is how far we can build out this way because I've never tested this. I don't know how many of you guys have played Minecraft before, but this feels like the end where you can just kind of tunnel out, and look at that, bro. You can actually go out pretty far. One thing I did forget, unfortunately, is going to be a sideways building technique. We're going to go ahead and start our base out in the middle of nowhere though, because I feel like this is such a cool place to build here. So this is essentially going to be the start of our base. And of course we need some railings so we don't fall off the edge. So let's dial these in real quick. Okay, and we're fitting in the last little piece of the railing since obviously we got to fit everything perfectly, and there it is. Okay, this is the start. Obviously, the decoration around this place isn't going to be the best just because we don't have a lot of time, but I still want to make sure this place feels like it's well thought out, and it does have some design features, so we're adding some lights here, and I feel like this place does need a centerpiece, so we'll do something like this. And we'll surround it with some fences. So there we go. Right off the bat, we have ourselves a nice little starting place. So let's pretend for a second we actually loaded in and came to this base. This is where I'd go ahead and greet my visitor. And then I'd go ahead and open our gate door and take him down the very long and narrow bridge over to the main island. One thing I am curious about, can I put a village square down here? No, I cannot. Too close to a landmark, I figure. And there we go. We went ahead and lined this with some fences so nobody falls off. Again, we're not going to focus too much on the details, but I do need to add some lighting so this giant bridge doesn't look super boring. Also, these lights are functional, obviously, so it helps give this thing some light other than the purple that's all around here. And already walking down this bridge, dude, this looks so cool. I've never seen a build like this because I don't think it exists. You guys are watching a first ever, and we're only getting started. Guys, drop a like on the video if you haven't already, and make sure you're subscribed because I'm going to be doing a ton more builds in LEGO Fortnite Odyssey. It's been a while while since I did this, and this is kind of what I built my channel off of on this game. Let's turn our HUD back up because we got a lot of work to do. Like I said, it's just the start. This is just the beginning here. So far, so good, though. Also, I don't think that this will matter, but I'm going to go ahead and put a bed here. Actually, you know what? There's got to be a better bed. This looks good. This looks like a coffin almost. So let's go ahead and throw this here. And honestly, can I assign myself to this? Probably not. It doesn't look like they probably want us to be spawning here, so that makes sense. Anyway, we'll keep it there for decoration. And getting over this way, as you can see, we have this little walkway, which I'm going to go ahead and put some little posts down on. I don't want to completely fence this part off, but I want to show that it is a walkway. So we'll do that by throwing some of these in the corners, and then we'll simply stagger some of these as well. And beautiful. Again, we got to use the cheapest light source possible just because we don't want to waste all of our resources on them. And holy cow, this is looking insane. Actually, wait, no, this is way too many lights. We got to break some of these. Will that look a bit better? Yeah, okay, that looks better. So this area here is going to serve as the main walkway to our Storm King base. And the base itself is going to get some detail later, but I need to start because like I said, we don't have a lot of time. And we're going to start with these pieces here. We're going to detail it with a lot of black as well, but I really like this nightmare set. These angled walls just look really cool, and I think it's going to complement this entire area very well. Obviously, we're keeping the chest with that Shatterhorn fragment inside intact because I think this is a really cool design feature. Let's go ahead and close off these walls here. Okay, so here we go. We went ahead and put a door. We had to break the floor here, which I'll put back in a little bit, but there we are. Like I said, a lot more detail to come, but this is just the front facade of this thing. It's going to go way higher, but first, before we build up, we got to build all the way around. And there we go. We just went ahead and wrapped around the entire thing. We added some windows up here and some more shape to it. So the front is more of a flat wall, and then the sides kind of poke out a bit more, which I really like. Now, one thing I have to say right now is that the inside of this building is probably not going to be very decorated. Looking at my timer, I literally only have 25 minutes left until this is probably going to kick me out. For that reason, I just got to keep cooking on the build. I don't have time to waste here. So let's get up here and let's keep building up because this thing needs some height to it now. Now, I plan on adding height to this thing by dividing it a little bit. So first, we're going to go ahead and add some floors all the way around, covering up the entire top. Okay, and there may be a few gaps like literally right here. I mean, actually, you know what? I'm a perfectionist. I like have to fix these. I can't let them sit here. But there are going to be some imperfections in this build. That's just going to have to do. But that's fine because that's Lego Fortnite. It's hard to get everything looking perfect. But so far, so good. I'm not going to lie. This looks amazing. Towards the end of this thing, I'm definitely going to speed run to add more details to the exterior. For example, something like this will add quite a bit because, yeah, it'll just give it a glow. This is a bad example, though. There's a lot more I can do with this. But, yeah, more important things to focus on right now, like getting up top and building more. So here we go. Okay, and here we go. We built this really unique thing with roofs here. It basically expands outwards with this really cool shape. Again, we're just trying to play with shapes here and make this thing look as cool as it possibly can. And I think it deserves one more level. Let's go ahead and raise this up one more time. And I'm getting a little afraid because look at my granite count. I only have 153 pieces. That is not good. That is not good at all. Obviously, we're on a time limit as well. We only have, oh my goodness, we only have 15 minutes. I got to speed this thing up. But yeah, I don't have a lot of granite left, which is not great. We're still absolutely cooking right now, though. And what we need to do next is add some lights to this to try to detail it from the bottom here so you can see everything just a tad bit better. And honestly, I can't really tell if those did anything, but why not leave them? Go ahead and put a few more just because. Let's see. Do these even do anything? Oh, they do. Yeah. Okay. So that lights it quite a bit. That's good. For the sake of detail, let's go ahead and add some of these on the corner as well. And there we go. Dude, this is looking insane so far. It does feel like it's missing some support. So we're going to add some beams here. And then we're just going to go ahead and start building up. These would have been the perfect thing to put here, but unfortunately, I did not bring glass, so I can't do that. I had a basic plan of what I wanted to do, but I did not think things through all the way. And unfortunately, that's showing now because I don't have what I need to do the windows. Oh my goodness, this is bad. All right, we're going to send this and see if it looks good. I don't actually know, but we'll find out shortly. So let's go ahead and add these. Then we're going to top it off with these. Oh, should we bring them back the other way? Wait a sec. Wait a sec. Hang on. We might be cooking or this might look really weird. I'm not sure yet. We got this interesting looking shape here and holy cow. Wait, that actually kind of looks insane. Wait, we are cooking. Okay, we're on to something here, which is good because we literally only have 10 minutes left in this place. Controversial decision coming out here. I'm not even going to do the back right now. I don't have time. And after putting down all of these, I realized I probably also don't even have the granite to do it. So it's a good decision. Either way, though, we need to close some gaps here now. And I'm hungry, bro. Dude, I don't even have time to eat. Come on. All right, but let's see how we're looking here. We built it all the way around, besides the back, obviously, but nobody knows that. And wow, dude, this is looking incredible. This is one of my favorite builds I've done. And like I said, it's literally going to disappear in like 7 minutes. Brother, now is not the time to be lagging. Come on, I don't have much time. We're getting to the roof here because I want to close off the top. I want to complete this building, and that's my goal. Got about 6 minutes left in here until I think it'll kick us out. I also need to make sure I open that chest because I low-key need that Shatterhorn fragment in there. So hopefully I don't forget about that. But more importantly, we need to do this. I only have 26 more pieces of granite. This is not looking good for me. I'm not going to lie. But let's see. Do we have a half wall? We do. Okay. We'll use this half wall here. Perfect. Oh my goodness. Yes, that is actually perfect. Wow. Okay. 13 pieces left. Oh my goodness, bro. We're running out of granite fast here. That's probably the last piece I could use, but that's fine considering that, honestly, this thing is very, very close to done. With our last few minutes in here, I do have to add some decorations because I said I would do that, and it's going to make it look a lot better, I hope. We'll start with lining it with some plants to give it some signs of life, and oh no, bro. I don't even have enough to do that. I can afford a few more of these. Yeah, okay. Dude, no, I'm messing up right now. This is not good. I don't have time. I don't have time to waste. We have enough for one more potted plant. We'll put it right here. Beautiful. That's all of the granite we have. So between that, let's put some of these here. That's looking incredible. Now, since I don't have a floor here anymore and I said I'd put one down, I kind of decided against that. So we'll put some sculptures here instead. That looks pretty cool. It's like they're guarding the door. Next, we'll go ahead and get up here. I brought some rods for some decoration like this, and I'm not even going to space them out properly. I'm just going to guess. Guys, I'm scuffed right now. I'm not going to lie, but this is turning out absolutely amazing. We need to make sure we get one last good look at it before it kicks us out, though. And that's going to be super soon. But let's go ahead and open up the lights. Come on. We need some lights that we can attach to the wall here. Oh, you know what? Wait. One last one right about there. Beautiful. And let's jump out and look at it one last time. Oh my goodness. Okay. Looking at my timer, I think we're going to get kicked out at any minute. I need to open this chest right now. I need that Shatterhorn fragment, like I said. That's very important. Okay, we got that. Beautiful. Let's take a step back and let's go from the start because I'm going to call it there. Ladies and gentlemen, I think you are looking at the first ever base inside of the Storm King boss battle area. I don't even know what you call this place, and I've never seen anything like this, but guys, drop a like for it. Starting out here, taking you on the tour, you're welcomed by a coffin bed, some chests, and a nice courtyard. Opening up the gate, we can go ahead and take the bridge all the way down with these scattered lights. This looks so cool, bro. Walking out further this way, we are met by this colossal building. This thing spans super high, and it's also super wide. It's got some very interesting shapes to it. I love the way that this top area turned out, where it goes outwards and then back in. Unfortunately, the chest is gone now, but it looks super cool when that was there, glowing in all of its gold and glory. And since I apparently have a little bit more time, what I'm going to go ahead and do is add more lights off the top of this, because honestly, this top area still feels a little bit bland to me. So let's add in one more chandelier piece there. And yeah, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. I'm so proud of this one. Again, if you haven't dropped a like and you watched all the way until the end and you did enjoy this old school Kaz video where I went ahead and walked you guys through a build, because like I said, I don't do that very much anymore. Make sure you show some love. This has got to be one of my favorite build projects of all time, just because of the circumstances. It's been just about an hour. It says it's been an hour and 1 minute, and it still hasn't kicked me out, which is insane. I don't understand how that happened, but it's crazy to think that just an hour ago, I fought the Storm King in this exact spot. It was absolute chaos, and now we're just over here chilling with an entire base. But I've been trying to add more details, and it is getting just super laggy in here. I don't know if you can tell on video, but I'm going to take matters into my own hands before it inevitably probably kicks us out. And the last thing I went ahead and built behind this door was our first piece of interior, and it's going to be a hallway that leads us over here to our rift portal, where we're going to say a final goodbye to this place. Let me know what you think of it in the comments. This is going to be gone forever the second I rift out. But yeah, what an incredibly fun build this was. I highly suggest you do this if you want to build something that you'll never see again. It was a lot of fun, don't get me wrong. Like, I genuinely had so much fun building it, but that's a lot of resources that are just gonna go bye-bye. So yeah, this pains me to do, but like I said, we're taking matters into our own hands here, and let's go ahead and say goodbye. And there it is, just like that. There's no going back into the portal until tomorrow, unfortunately. And when we go back in, the Storm King will be there. He'll be ready to fight, but our base probably won't. I'll be recording either way, just in case somehow our base is there. That'd be really cool, but I doubt it. Either way, subscribe if you're new, drop a like, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. It's me, boy Kaz. Peace.